Hello everyone, welcome to a new episode of the Shoegaze Sundays Weekly Update. I'm your host Brenna and I'm really excited to share the tracks we have for you today. We do have selections from Flying Colors, Ariel, Rev Rev Rev, and for our classic track we have the Boo Radleys. But before we get into the content, I would like to share some new releases with you that have just come out this week. We have from Southampton, UK, Burning House. They're a band that I have featured before on the show here. They're wonderful. They've got that big, brassy, bold sound, more similar to maybe, say, Smashing Pumpkins, but still very much shoegaze. I feel like the vocalist kind of gives me some echoes of Muse. So if those are bands that you enjoy and you've heard them before as I've featured them on the show, their full-length album, Anthropocene, was just released this week and is worth checking out. I've heard lots of good things. Early reviews coming in sound great. I haven't quite had time to sit down and listen to it yet, but it's on my list of things to do ASAP. So that's highly recommended. Check it out. The other album that just dropped is Drab Majesty's Modern Mirror. Drab Majesty is one of my favorite newer bands. They do tend to be a bit more synth pop or dark wave, but they definitely have some shoegaze and dreamy sounds collected therein. I definitely recommend their album. I think anyone watching this show would at least have a couple tracks that they would enjoy, and that is Drab Majesty's Modern Mirror. So go ahead and check that out. So we're at lucky number 13 for our episodes, and I decided to do things a little bit differently this week. I reached out to Sam Mortley, also known as Shoegazer93. He has been a fan of our video blog since we started. He often comments. We're Facebook friends. He is a wonderful support. So I thought it would be fun to connect with him and see if he wanted to do a little bit of a collaboration. And he has selected all of the tracks that we have for you today. So I thank you very much, Sam, for wanting to play along. A couple things about him. I mentioned his shoegaze channel that he has where he uploads a lot of wonderful shoegaze tracks, both classic and newer. Sam is also an aspiring musician and he has his own SoundCloud page, so that's worth checking out. Sam is also a writer for noiseartist.net. He just did a great article on Loomer, so definitely check him out, like him, follow him, all of that good stuff. So the first track that Sam sent to me to review with you is Flying Colors, Wavy Gravy. Flying Colors is a wonderful band. They've been on my radar for a while now. They're definitely a DKFM favorite. They're big, boisterous, wonderful shoegaze. They've got those hallmark reverb and wonderful fuzzy sounds. This is definitely a true shoegaze band. The production is very clear. They don't necessarily have some of those hallmarks of being kind of mushy or muddled, which can be really fun to listen to, and we'll feature a track that does have a little more of that sound later in the program. But without further ado, here is a sample from Wavy Gravy by the wonderful band Flying Colors. So next up, we have my favorite shoegaze band, the almighty Airiel from Chicago. Sam selected their track, Your Lips, My Mouth, for me to talk about with you today. This is from their newest album, Molten Young Lovers. It was an instant classic the moment it came out. It's so lush and beautiful and wonderful. This track in particular is definitely a lovelorn dream pop sound. It has lyrics talking about, I'll dream of you tonight. No one's into you. No one's into me. There are nice little hooks that you can sing along as you listen to, and it definitely will transport you to one of those ethereal spaces where you're just, So here is a clip from Your Lips, My Mouth by Ariel. next track that Sam selected for us to listen to today is from Rev Rev Rev. This track is absolutely beautiful. It has more of that kind of fuzzy, muffled, danker shoegaze sound, but it's a wonderful track. I really enjoyed it. Rev 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 is one of those bands that I don't listen to often, but anytime someone brings it to my attention, I have that, I should probably dig in and check into this band more often. So thank you, Sam. I will be doing that with your recommendation. This track, Plymouth Morning, is, again, just wonderful, sludgy, if that's a good word for it, shoegaze with all of that fuzz and different buried sounds. The mix is kind of muddled, but that makes it even more enjoyable to listen to kind of have all of those things meld together in that painting to be more of a smearing, drenched effect. I don't know if I've mentioned in the show before, I probably have, that when I first got into shoegaze, I would say that it was kind of like being in a jacuzzi or a hot bath. You have just, it's a little uncomfortable sometimes, but once you settle in and become accustomed to it, you really just enjoy that moment and enjoy that kind of swirling, hot fuzziness of all the combinations. So I think this track really exemplifies that. Here is a clip from Plymouth Morning by Rev Rev Rev. So next up, we have the Boo Radleys with their classic track, Firesky. Boo Radleys is another classic shoegaze band that's argued by many as being one of the most influential. I enjoyed this band. I'm more familiar with their track, Wake Up Boo, and really haven't dug into their catalog deeper, as I do tend to have my own personal favorites. But they have that wonderful signature sound that's similar to like Catherine Wheel or Ride, where they have all of that great reverb, that great just raw indie shoegaze sound. This track is gorgeous. Sam, I'm taking your recommendation. I'm going to spend a lot more time digging deeper into the Boo Radleys, as they are very important and were slightly overlooked by me, as much like all music lovers, we tend to just stick with what we know or have those songs that are special to us for various reasons. But it's always good to branch out and grow and look at those other bands that are important in the genre. So I thank you very much for recommending this band to me and highlighting their track today. It's definitely one that I would not have selected if you didn't bring it to my attention. So that's our show for today. I do have my newest shoegaze record, My Bloody Valentine, Ecstasy and Wine. I'm super excited to have this in my collection. Thanks again to Sam. A couple of other things I wanted to highlight about Sam. Sam is a huge Neil Halstead fan, as am I. But he wanted to mention that he is his idol and that his favorite slow dive tracks are Primal and She Calls. I was super jealous, Sam, that you got to go to Glastonbury. I saw your pictures. I was definitely living vicariously through you a little bit. I love that you wore your shoegaze t-shirts and represented there at Glastonbury, and I definitely have some FOMO and jealousy going on there. But again, thank you so much for your support. Thank you for your recommended tracks this week. It was a lot of fun. Hopefully I can reach out to a couple more of you in the future and do this again, as it was fun to not necessarily have a different kind of track selected than maybe what I would have picked out. So we'll be back with you for the next episode with some new tracks, new information. I thank you as always for following us and watching the videos. Please like my page on Facebook. It's Shoegaze Sundays. Please like Strange Ways Radio. Please like and subscribe to this channel. That banner should be popping up if you haven't done it before. And also, if you want to get those notifications, please make sure you're not just subscribing, but you have to click that little bell that will give you the reminders when the new shows are up. So, again, thanks for joining us. Have a great week.